the Please Subscribe show and the Cole Spivey channel is glad to reach 700 subscribers. So this is our 700th subscriber celebration. Kitty, did you go into the bedroom and knock down the curtain? You know, pretend like you didn't do it, right? And messing with the hose to the mobile air conditioner? Confess, Kitty. We know what those eyes mean. You're sorry, right? Well, let's make a deal, and I'll shake your paw. Don't knock down the curtain anymore, okay, Kitty? Okay. There's a little love bite, right? He was a stray. Oh. Do you love your master? Okay. All right. Welcome to the Please Subscribe show. Linda's somewhere around here. There's Kitty. It's the 13th, which I see as a fortunate number because on my second honeymoon, my second marriage, I went out to the, well, we explored all 13 colonies. So it kind of changed my perspective of the number 13. And plus there are 13 colonies, you know, starting off when we started off this country. So it is an important number. Here, jump in the shot, sweetie. I was watching Jordan Lyons, Somewhere in Time. All this stuff kind of reminds me of time travel. And here's Linda.
Hiya.
The great actress in my show. And we're gonna head off, drop her off to her job interview, and then I'm gonna go out to the airport and just look at the, well, not look at the Horizons, but the DFW Horizons thing, okay? All right.
History. I had to fix this knot.
Josie's on a vacation far away. Come around and talk it over. There's so much I wanna say. You know I like my girls a little bit older. I just wanna use your love tonight. Do. I don't wanna lose your love tonight. Meow, 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 meow. So you're saying you remember, is it the Callisters or McAllisters in Home Alone?
There's McAllisters.
You might be a vlogger and you still need to upload your second edited vlog.
I don't know, maybe tonight.
I told you last night to do it.
I was too tired, couldn't
It's
you
okay.
tell? Look, I was in bed by 9:30, I think so.
It's okay. Yep, still working on my werewolf script. Probably gonna do another reading tonight. She's the werewolf in it.
Let me grab my resume. I still don't need to see it. I think that one matches my Indeed. Does my makeup look okay?
You look very pretty.
Thank you. I'm back! Let's go get our free sample real quick.
You mean from Tom Thumb?
Yeah.
Sweetie, it's just a little dumb drop that drops down.
We don't know what they're gonna have today.
She's talking about a sample. Okay, we gotta go. We're in the Tom Thumb parking lot. You can see there's the one and only Dolly Parton. You'll never do a whole lot unless you're brave enough to try. The Market at Ridgely. Katie Paintbrush. They did it right there.
Well, let me go there first real quick. Let me just go inside real quick.
There's a Mediterranean buffet right here near this Tom Thumb off of Camp Bowie. Damascus. We're kind of headed to.
Yeah, you're right. Well, maybe that sign's up there because I forgot to take it down. Maybe people click so it gets paid enough.
Oh, they got a yellow cab.
Oh, that's cool.
I guess just sitting here.
Yo.
Damascus.
Yellow cab. Alright, 1 moment, please.
Chicken salad thing.
A lunch buffet, $16.99.
Yeah, it's a buffet.
Oh, that was cheap.
It's pretty big. They've got ice cream too over here. Got things like rice, mixed veggies, rice, vermicelli. It's supposed to be pretty good though. I've heard about it. The Macy's eggplant. These are falafel. You got fried chicken. And gyro lamb. And even egg rolls. These call it grilled chicken. And then they have salads too, which is like the best stuff. It's all the garlic sauce. What's it called? Tzatziki sauce? Tzatziki sauce. Tzatziki. Cucumber, mint, tahini sauce, mixed vegetables, spicy. The salads are actually probably pretty good. Grape leaves.
That has a different name.
Yeah, it has.
When I worked at that Greek restaurant, it was not falafel. It's domals.
Domals,
Yeah,
yeah.
D-O-M.
Damas. It's like Egyptian or something. Let's call it grape leaves. And then here's
Do
watermelon.
you like rice pudding?
Yeah, it's okay. It's
I
rice
don't
pudding.
like rice pudding. It's too soft.
These look really good. Creamy baklava.
Super. Baklava. Cool.
Then ice cream. So we got some sample ranches because we have a song about ranch. Remember?
Oh, yeah. That's a funny song. It's fattening.
No, ranch has
on
fat.
carrots. Yeah, ranch has fat.
Yeah, we did a whole song called Ranch Has
That's when
Fat.
we first got together.
I think there's some of it's like in that was the season we were doing like French stuff. We're doing like French language stuff. Ranch
Can
Has
you
Fat.
feel it?
Yeah, it's kind of soupy. Yeah, it's soupy. We're gonna go and get a sample at
The main
Tom Thumb.
ingredient's water, which is fine. Less fat. Oop.
Oh yeah, I forgot. So it's Swedish fish. I'll put your phone number in here.
See if there's
Take that long? It's called Friosk. Pretty soon people just wave their hand. Oh, there it goes. There you go, sweetie. Come on.
Thank you.
on.
We'll do one more. If it was large, it doesn't make a noise.
I know they usually make noise.
Oh, here it is. $4.49 or $9.99.
Swedish fish. I wonder if they're from Sweden.
All right, let's go. Want me to try it?
Sure. It's made in Canada. It's a Canadian treat. Hey, what do you think about that?
It's better than my cake. No. Let's go.
Made in Canada and New Jersey. I guess also made in New Jersey and Canada.
Who eats this crap?
Probably made in Canada and packaged in New Jersey. Let's go. So I'm listening to a YouTube page called 1976 Late Night Taxi Driving. I highly recommend it. It's got some Bernard Herrmann in there mixed with other jazz music as well. There's stock footage scenes from the movie Taxi Driver by Martin Scorsese. It's pretty cool. And I'm going to talk about the screenplay I did, Your Love, with paid training. All right, so the idea behind Your Love with Paid Training is, I think the lead character believes that success in life has nothing to do with how much money you have, because for one thing, you can't really eat money, you can't really love money. Money's just there as like a tool to get you things that bring you right back into a circle of an endless circle of just buying and selling, buying and selling. That success has to do basically with family being the wife and then the children, right? And everything. And then I guess you could argue too that real success is knowing God, you know, and that's kind of the lead character, who is the male character, communicates some point in the movie. That's kind of what he lives by. And he's a rideshare driver and does house cleanings and stuff like that. Like, works in the gig economy. He tries every once in a while to do these big commission jobs that are door to door and stuff like that. And then that's kind of, you know, where he realizes that it's okay to have a service job and still pursue a marriage and a family. Because it's happened, you know, there's people in the service industry that are still married, whether it be rideshare or house cleaning or whatever. It's an interesting concept in the movie. So it's going to be my next big project. I always have something on the back burner waiting to go so I can think about it, even when I'm working on another project. I'm refining the Werewolves screenplay. The idea behind that is that you as a writer are never going to bank everything on one screenplay. You're not going to bank everything on one screenplay. If it gets rejected and rejected and rejected, fine, keep working on it anyway. It still can be a published work. It is kind of interesting to read. I haven't read a lot of screenplays that haven't made it to the screen, but I'm sure they're out there, and a person could certainly conduct a book of screenplays that they've written, which I might do one day. I'm going to say that because you can always go to the next one, right? And find different ways to do it. We're going to look at the Fort Worth skyline. The idea behind the screenplay with the writer is that it's the ultimate pinnacle of success financially, because movies are never made for cheap. That's why there are some original screenplay writers, where they don't take from, they don't really take from books. They just come up with the idea. It's called original screenplay. It is a category in the Academy of Motion Picture and Sciences. And there's been many actors that have fallen into that category of writing a successful original screenplay. But they got to get a hold of a lot of them, and they get to read a lot of them. There are some sites that I've gone to where you can just download screenplays and read. It's pretty cool. They have all different styles, all kinds of stuff. Different ways of approaching the screen. But I hate to classify myself as just one thing, you know. I also love music. I love to write things down and create things. And, you know, I've always kind of stayed away in my career from picking up a paintbrush. For one thing, it's extremely messy. And another thing, you got to have a studio sometimes to do that. But I highly recommend doing that. You know, if you can paint and get a hold of a canvas and paint and create art too, that's also very beneficial to writing, any type of creating. I like picking up, you know, the phone and making a vlog, because that helps too. It helps to look at life through a viewfinder. You know, Sid Field recommended that you do in his book about screenplay, about writing screenplays, look through a viewfinder. Get used to doing that, so you can remember that you're writing for that kind of aspect, for something to be seen rather than just something to be read on paper. It's more of a guide for the actors and the directors and stuff like that than it is like a literature, a piece of literature. But it can be used as a piece of literature too, because that can affect the heart of the director. That can affect the way the director thinks. So it works both ways. It is a guide, but it's also, you can throw in those big words and throw in complex descriptions so that you can kind of get what you want and create an image, and use all your senses, you know, when you can. I would say stick to the whole writer's medium. Ain't got many friends to talk to, nowhere to run, but I'm in trouble. You know I'd do anything for you. Stay the night but keep it undercover. I just wanna use your love tonight. I don't wanna lose your love tonight. I ain't got many friends to talk to, nowhere to run when I'm in trouble. You know I'd do anything for you. Stay the night but keep it undercover. I just wanna use your love tonight. Woo! I don't wanna lose your love tonight. Like the sign right here. It just says
Mayor Eric Johnson, I want to invite you to visit the city of Dallas. We're proud of our city and everything it has to offer. You'll love our incredible restaurants, our vibrant neighborhoods, our lively arts and culture scene, and some of the best shopping options in the world. If you're just passing through, come back and spend some time with us. We'd love to see you again.
And here is Clear. So Clear allows you to pass through security at TSA, just your hand and your eyes. Your eyes right here. So it's like $189 or something to get started. So they got some of these restaurants on different terminals. This one's called Plaza Premium Lounge. Skylake. All right, coming out of Oaklawn. A couple of friends coming out of Colorado and dropped them off. But told them about the werewolf movie, and we got a long conversation about Hollywood and WGA and all that jazz, and how I was making an argument that sometimes it's hard for the small town independent director or filmmaker to get any to get any kind of connection. And then they mentioned YouTube, and I was like, yeah, that's a connection. And they're also talking about Everything Everywhere All at Once, which, believe it or not, I haven't seen it. I haven't had a chance. I chose to see The Well, instead, because I have to sometimes pick and choose. And since I knew that was going to win Best Actor, I went, and watched that one. But we were talking about like weird films, and of course, we mentioned Eraserhead, and how that was still kind of a domestic drama. And then we talked about how the Asian film, industry has taken off. They've won like 3 back-to-back Best Pictures, and I was saying that they're more westernized, but they still have an action kind of element, and then an element about morals that's always been in the Asian filmmaking thing. Usually it was like a lot of kung fu movies that they made, and now they're making more westernized films that Western audiences can kind of understand without having to adapt completely to the kung fu genre. Look at this right here. This right here, I think, was once a theater in the middle right there. I want to say that, yeah. I almost did Black Orpheus there with a black acting group. I was the only white guy cast. I think I was cast as a slave owner right over there. But I don't know if it's still a theater, but they used that space. And I don't know the name of that building. But right there mid-level was a theater. And it was right before I went to Long Beach, too. I almost took that role. I just didn't have... It was going to be my first big Dallas role where I was going to get paid a little bit, Any amount would work. But that's where I was going to go, right there for rehearsals. I literally was like the only white guy in the cast. I think it was maybe like one other... I think it was called Black Orpheus. This cool little town. We're kind of on the cusp of Oakland. It's kind of a Harvey Milk town, if you know what I mean. In a little way. It's not exactly San Francisco. But I usually don't interview passengers and things like that, because I just talk about it rather than, hey, here's a contract. I don't really do that kind of stuff. But I've been over, I think I've been in this area before. And that would be the World Trade Center of Dallas right there. That's Dallas. All right, headed back. Yeah, 2023 is not too bad, I guess. They might be moving in the next couple of months nearby. Depending on, they got a better rent deal where we're at. I mean, where we may go. But we gotta look at the place first. And this episode is brought to you by Munchies. They're flaming hot Frito-Lay. And I got a refill. Cherry vanilla. With a Coke Zero touch. Right off Stemmons. They do breakfast all day there, Jack in the Box. If looks could kill, they probably will. Show too. American Eagles. In my situation, it seems like a lot of the best pictures and stuff are hard to get a hold of. I did get to see No Man's Land, but I have not been able to see everything everywhere all at once. I heard about it. I just hear about it. I'm like, hey, would you tell me about that movie? That's pretty cool. I don't get to, it's just hard to access, when you're budgeting, basically when you're poor. But things change though. But it's cool that that movie, got Best Picture. It came out of left field. I thought it was going to be The Whale or something. Trying to think if I got to see the last Best Picture too. I got to see No Man's Land. I have to find out what was. I think, yeah, then Everything Everywhere All at Once was the next one, I think. All right, kitty. Be a kitty. They must have landed. Little did I know I was about to run into a celebrity, a famous chef that created the show Man Eats Wild, which is on Hulu and Apple TV and all the great channels. I would interview him and tell him about the Please Subscribe show, and he, in exchange, would tell me about his great show, Man Eats Wild. His name is Mario Calpo, and it was a great interview. It was my first interview, and I met him right there at DFW Airport and took him all the way out to South Lake. Great guy. He has Australian origins, and his show is about man returning to nature and harvesting his own food and making a gourmet meal. I also offered him a role in my werewolf film. This was a great, great moment in the Please Subscribe show and the Cole Spivey channel.